I've been playing all day in Squad League with the Ultra Bandit, and this thing is absolutely fire. In this video, I'm gonna break down everything you need to know about the Bandit, where it's good, where it's bad, and most importantly, some of the crazy combos you can use, and of course, we'll review my gameplay to show you exactly how I was using the Bandit and things I did well and did poorly. And I would say the thing that's been most surprising for me has been how good the Bandit has been in certain game mods. I'll explain more in just a second. More things than I thought were giving me bonus gems. So as you recall, the Bandit gives you some gems when you summon her. She'll give you 7 at the 1-star version, and then increases that to 10 gems at the 3-star version. Unfortunately, when you get a fusion, she doesn't rain down more gems, which is a little bit of a bummer. Like how a BK, Barbarian King, gives you an extra super rage spell when you get the fusion. You don't get any extra goodies when you fuse a Bandit. You don't get any extra goodies like you would when you fuse a Goblin. Goblin Fusion gives you a bunch of goodies. No, not on the Bandit, weirdly enough. But the Bandit does something really cool, which is that you get 1 gem when you bust a monster. Now, this is really crazy when you get to the Ultra tier, 2 gems. And if you're using Bandit right now and you're like, I don't think it's all that great, that's because the difference between getting 2 gems and 1 gem is actually massive, because the number of things you bust will surprise you. And in a game where you're low on gem count, this is a huge differentiator. And I probably have a game queued up here where I can show you exactly how crazy it is. That Bandit diff is super real. And I will say this, once you start drafting a Bandit, you are playing a different game than everybody else. You want to hunt these big monsters. So there are small monsters, which are the like itty bittiest thing that you'll find in the map. They give you 1 or 2 coins when you destroy them. But the big monsters are all giving you typically like what, 4 coins plus when you go destroy them. You know which things would qualify, but what you might be surprised to see is that, like, for example, the Ghosts and Royal Haunt perhaps are giving you tons of gems too. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before we talk about the mods, let's talk very briefly about the pairs. We can go back here, and there's a couple things I need to call out. We'll start with the Epic tier, because the Epic tier has some of the most important pairs. And one of the best pairs is a Mortis. Why? The Mortis is going to recruit fallen units into your squad, and it's going to incentivize you for doing the same thing that Bandit wants you to do. Bandit wants you to take down big monsters, and Mortis wants you to take down lots of big monsters. Bandit also is kind of squishy. She's not all that tough. I mean, I guess we can go back and review her health here. She's got a moderate amount of DPS and hit points, 369 when fused, and 4,900 hit points. It's more than a chicken, I think, but she is really not there for giving you lots of DPS or frontline capability, which means you will also want lots of other frontline. That's what Mortis does for you. He just gives you a ton of frontline to keep your Bandit healthy. All the little Mortis minions die instead of your Bandit. In addition, of course, you get good synergy with a battle healer to make it so that you're boosting your squad health. Every battle healer you put in your squad is increasing the maximum health of your squad. So you can make your Bandits very tanky, which is good because they are going to run to the front and soak a lot of damage. Unless you've got something really tanky in front of them, like a BK, for example. BK is, of course, absolutely fantastic. And the thing about a Bandit is it is a close quarters unit. So you will get the benefit of what the BK core skill is offering you here with some extra attack speed, which is really, I think, a nice little combo. Other frontliners are, of course, going to offer some amount of protection for your Bandit. So that includes things like having a Hog Rider, having a Barbarian. Of course, an El Primo is going to run in the front. And I find myself, even with a Bandit in the squad, wanting, maybe if I can, 1 El Primo to sort of run in front and soak up a lot of that damage. Of course, speed is always in style. So something like a Hog Rider is amazing. Chicken is also fine to get boots. You want to be able to run around and go from small, or really from big monster. It's called a big monster, but like big monster, boss monster, you just go from monster to monster, taking all that stuff down as fast as you can, and you have an alternate game plan. You really should not try to bust squad with a Bandit in your squad. You can, just like you could go after squads with a trader, but you will do better, I think, if you just stick to the PvE stuff. Now, if we go back over here and look at the battle mods, okay? Double Trouble, I think she's great, okay? But remember, you have the alternate game plan. Avoid the other players. Go for the PvE content. It's good in Loot Goblin Rush. I think it's fine in Pinata Party. It's a little sus at Angry Vines because, okay, you will get a lot of value from the monsters, but like your big concern is players there. Turbo Overload, it's great. Chest Imposters, it's fantastic. Golden Boots is fine. Tree Giants is fine. Spell Overload is fine. Super Ice Spirits is good. Golem Meteors is good. Like, all these PvE ones are really good. Gem Overload, it's good. Okay, Epic Overload, it also can be good. It's a little weird because, like, you kind of just want to fuse epics, but you have an alternate game plan to win if you can pick up a bandit. You probably won't be able to fuse your bandit, though, so it's like a little sus. Whack-A-Mole, it's great. Fusion Start, it's great. Royal Haunt, it's great. I haven't had a chance to play it yet in Baby Battle. One Coin Chest, I would think it's good, although your main concern is typically the other squads. Typically, you can't just avoid everybody. Super Gem Mine, it's good. Loot Surge, it's fine. Doppelganger is not as good as I thought. You only get 10 gems when you bring in the bandit, even if you should have gotten more. But you can run around with a bunch of bandits, take out a bunch of monsters, get a bunch of gems, and then switch to something else. But I think bandit is like fine, but not as amazing as I thought it would be on doppelgangers. Monster Pets, it's great because there's lots of extra monsters to bust. Gift Critters, it's great. Ring Grab, probably not as good, okay? Because you don't really need the extra gems as much as you need extra fight capability, but it's not bad either, right? Like, it's not bad. Gem Hot Pot, I would say same sort of story there. Like, it's great to have lots of ways to go get gems, but optimizing around holding a gem pot or taking out gem hot pots is probably the play. And then Mega Start, I think it's also fine. Can be absolutely fantastic. Just need to make sure that, you know, if it's running in front, that you've got other stuff with it, or some other mega is just going to make it go poof. But let's go look at some games and give you a peek at how I did with it. Game 1 is Royal Haunt, and I want you to watch how many gems we get from this. I take the super sus pick here of a B. The reason the B is a very sus first pick is that it's a very high skill first pick. I do get really rewarded with the hog here. The B is very vulnerable to getting popped. I very skillfully pick up the B there, make my way to middle, try to step on the grass, and then take this box out, get another box, squad up as the prio here. Not a lot of good options. I figure I have a hog, so I may as well chop trees. I go for a Greg. Take out another box here. It is kind of questionable. Like, should I have just squatted up? I try to push that guy a little, but then decide to retreat and say, you know what? I got a lot of ways to get value here. I just need to get a nice, steady start into this match, not get busted right at the start, which I find people are getting better and better at identifying like a weak squad and busting you. And I just got to get trees now. That guy could have taken a lot of my value, but I actually really cooked him. He had more than one bow. Like, yeah, actually, I'm going for this guy. He just does not have a very good squad here. I think I went for the hog. I easily could have continued to chase that guy. I'm surprised I didn't. We go for the hog fusion here. My B is getting very low. It's exactly a concern I was talking about earlier. And we pick up the bandit. So now the fun begins. Watch the gems fly, baby, from all the things I'm going to take down. I'm pretty sure these royal ghosts are giving me an extra gem. And what do I take here? A barb. This guy rolls up on me, and I'm like, nah, man, I ain't about it. I roll down instead, and each of these monsters is now giving me 2 extra gems. Massive. I think I should have took out that ghost, but whatever. I get a Jesse. Love the Jesse turrets. I throw that Jesse turret down to give myself a little cover. It does the job perfectly. I'm getting tons of gems from all this. I get that guy's gems from his bandit summon. Kind of nice. And we pick up another Jesse here. Gonna take these guys out, getting a bunch of gems. And boom, I roll up on this guy, take out one of his units. I get his giant skeletons. That's kind of nice. We take out all those, looking pretty good. I fuse on the Jesse, even though I really wanted to do more with the bandit here. I just figure, you know, it's correct to go for fusions. But now I get to go for the bandit. Hooray. So we're on our way to a bandit fusion. And I am now in first place off the back of the bandit, honestly. Like, it's doing the work that I needed it to do. And there's another bandit. And just the, like, I got 30 gems of bandit. Like, just think about that from the summon alone. So I'm in first at 169, and the next is at 114. And 30 of that score is just summoning the bandit. Just saying, that's pretty good. I take another bandit here. So we are at 4 bandits mustered. I am in first. I have a way to generate tons of that velocity, and I get out of there for that bomb. Good choice, Cheesy. Looking pretty good so far here. Battle Healer is a huge take, as I mentioned at the start of the video. I think that's a very important combo piece. Keep your bandit nice and safe. I don't have a great front line otherwise, do I? I have a Dr. T. Yeah, I pick up the BK here, and I want to cook that guy, but I was frozen. Ah, nope, gonna cook him. Gonna cook him. 30 seconds left. And look at all the gems here. So in the final 60 seconds, everything gives double gems. And that means you're also getting double bandit gems. Look how many gems I am getting from the Royal Ghosts. I wanted to include this video because of how insane that is, right? Like, I'm up to 500 gems. I don't need to be fighting anyone or anything. Like, I can just chill, but that would be boring, and I'm not very good at just cruising into a W, so here I am risking it all. But double the score of everybody else. GG. So on Royal Haunt, Bandit is insane. Okay, game 2 is Gem Mine Fusion Start. Fusion Start's pretty cool. What do we got here? A Goblin off rip. Let's go. All right. For some reason when I'm watching this back, the colors are a little different, so I hope my recording isn't corrupted. I guess we'll figure that out. GG if it is. But this game, okay. A Goblin at the start here for the Fusion is a little dangerous. I run to the middle, I take the Bandit. Yeah, you take Bandit early when you get the opportunity because it is just going to give you so much gem velocity. It is crazy, man. And although I really do want to bust all those monsters to get the bonus gems, I'm still trying to establish myself and squat up. I have a lot of gold here, a lot of coins, and that is dangerous. It is dangerous because other people could be punchier than me and roll up and just bust me with all my coins in it. So, TLDR, I am trying to get a little bit of value here, pop a key early, and getting myself set up in this match. We do get another heavy. Looks like I'm building to a fusion, which is generally the right thing to do to keep your squad cost down. We take that fusion, looking good. And now, where do we go? Rotate in on those mobs. Pretty nice result of coins there. I am in second place, and I re-roll here into a cult. I think that's a great choice. I'm finding more and more that I like the squad diversity. One of each unit, a little bit of a rainbow squad, seems to be good, but time will tell if I still feel that way in a bandit match, and I take the bandit. Yes. I could have fused the Colt. It was very tempting to fuse the Colt, but bandit is awesome, so let's fuse on the bandit, or at least build toward a fusion. And at this point, I mean, it's debatable. Like, you could argue the Colt was very critical because he's so low health. I don't have a battle healer or anything, right? And I am struggling to get coins here, but I'm ahead on leaderboard. Pop a key, fusion there. You can see when I fuse, I don't get extra gems. So Bandit, unlike the Goblin, does not give you those extra gems for having fuse. And this guy's got a rage spell, very scary. Rolling up on me there, really good bomb just to keep him away, and I have another log, which is nice. And I'm gonna take out, yep, that Dr. T-Crab. That guy easily could have picked off some of my Colts there. Battle Healer is looking pretty good to keep those Colts in the game. I really need to get the fusion, but at this point it is unlikely I will be offered a Colt, and even if I am, the final 2 minutes, is that really one I want to be picking? Probably not. So I'm struggling to get to 40 coins here, and Sergio is in second. He is, as I recall, one of the better players I bump into on ladder. So I'm trying to keep my eye on, like, pushing on the board here. And this guy gets a max and runs away with it. GG. So at this point, I'm getting a lot of value from the minions I'm taking out. Fusion key here to round it out. And what do we have left? 40 seconds, monster takedown. Looking good. You can see here, I'm like, what do I want? Take a max, seems good. Never got the Colt fusion, so those guys are just dangling in the back as a super huge liability for me. Ooh, get those boots. 20 seconds left. All I have to do is PvE content here, and I can cruise into an easy W. And Bandit is just doing the work here, right? Like, how many of these gems? I would love to know how many gems from that match came from Bandit. It is a non-trivial number. Just the fusion alone was 30, but all the mobs I killed, pretty good, right? So game 2 there, looking good for the Bandit. Game 3, Chest Imposters. Start with a barb. Very classic opener for me here. We go for this chest. Debatable if you should take the chest in your starting area. I think it's good, but you could make the argument of just running right to middle. I grabbed the battle healer, so I have 2 frontliners here, and the problem is that the barb is not elite yet. Really need that to happen. What do we get in this chest? No barb. There's the barb option. Looking good. Looking at... Oh, somebody got busted up north of me. I am cruising that way anyways and just really going for all these blue boxes. Looking pretty good so far. I got a lot of these blue boxes, so pretty happy with this outcome. I could see myself throwing the spell I had here and changing out for the lightning spell, and I think that would have been advisable, but I did what I did. And wrecked here going for a barb fusion, and I take an El Primo. I take the El Primo because I figure I'm going to be in a pretty good spot. I suppose it's not necessary. And wow, I get really rewarded for having saved that spell, but I back down from the fight. Just not feeling confident here. I take the max. You know, that guy got the baby dragon. I wonder if I could have took that. I don't know, man. I played very defensively there. Just and look, I'm in 7th place. I'm going to need to figure out how to get really kind of on the board here. Am I gonna pop this guy's cold? Really, I'm really pushing it. Wow. Let somebody else take the rest of that fight too. So I'm playing pretty passively here. That guy got busted. Rotate in on that. Man, I am struggling to commit to something meaningful, how I would describe this game. And I think this is a good game to show the Bandit on because the Bandit is the other game plan, right? Like, I won't have to commit. All I'll have to do is kill PvE stuff, and I will be chilling. This guy could roll up on me. Good use of that shrink spell. And keeps me safe from both sides. Tank is a nice pickup here. Getting some gems. I'm in the tank. 2 minutes left. Not looking great on scoreboard, but still have time. Pop a regular key here. Do I take a bandit? I do. I go for the bandit because I realize it is my win condition in this one. I don't know if I can take squads. That squad looks very fightable. And we go for it. That squad had no fused units. Of course they fuse right on top of me there on their Colt, but it is too little too late. And that one squad rewards me with a lot of loot. And half the loot goes over the river to the other guys, so GG. From here, I take a tank. Gonna need to either fuse on that or actually get in another tank. And a penny is fine. I'm healthy, so I don't really need the Pam. Got my map, but I'm gonna have to go find the darn thing. There's one penny map locked in. Taking out this stuff on the side in this final minute just gives a massive amount of gems. So any big monster is just gonna be raining down value. I take the fusion on the tank so I don't have to go to the middle, which you could argue that you should have just taken the BK Cheesy. What are you doing? But I don't think I'm going to make it into the middle. I take a bandit here for an instant 30 gems on the fusion key. That is hilarious. Yeah, now we take a queen. And at this point, I have probably just keyed my way to a victory. So even if I am going to fight, I should be fine. I guess we'll see here. How do these squads look? I roll up. That guy's in a Pam healing field. Busts one of my units. Is he in a healing field? No, his healing field was just north. Oh, should have moved up to take that fight from there. GG. Take the BK. And I can roll up on somebody. Maybe. I have a little bit of boots left. Take a max. Oh, yeah. Cruise on down to that guy. And solid victory here. Golden boots. Let's go, baby. Start with a barbarian. Seems reasonable. Classic start for me. Going for the box here for the loot, and unfortunately only 1 coin. Get the golden boot, but really just want the coins at this point. And it's a 4-hit kill on the box, which is not super fast either. What do we get? Barbarian. Lucky. Sticking with it, down by 1 coin. So a bit of a problem on the coins here. Thankfully, nobody's really pressuring me yet. And here's the bandit. Now watch how this match completely transforms from this point forward with the bandit, I assume. I don't know, let's see what happens. Golden boots, I mean, a lot can happen. I got people chasing me. There are guys with fused units. I get my first fusion here, which is kind of nice. I don't have a Greg, so I can't chop any trees. And I'm actually kind of in a weird spot here, having gone for the blue boxes. My squad is not very scary. A chicken would normally be something you'd take, but because this is golden boots, I don't think I necessarily need it. I don't think it's bad either, just to ensure you have the golem boots. Hog Rider could help. But we have a hog in the squad now. Here. What do I take? Barb. Yeah, so we're going for a double barb front line, hopefully. I've also got the Gregs going. All right, and we chop down those trees. From here, yeah, we got to take the Jesse. As much as I want to fuse on that Greg or build to a fusion. And this guy, dude, he's got a bunch of single units that look kind of weak. Do I move in on him? Probably shouldn't, just because it's golden boot. And I'm out of boots, by the way. I lose a unit there. I lost my barb. And I'm very low health. This is now a very dangerous situation. I touch the grass, decide if I'm going to engage, debating, back off. I'm like, man, no, this probably ain't it. I'm in first. Do I need to do this? Probably something else I could do that's productive. Get rewarded with a baby dragon over here. We take down the baby drag. Get the box. Take a bandit. You could argue that the fusion on the hog is more important, but the bandit is giving me a win condition at this point, and there's the fusion on the bandit. So, and it's golden boots, so, you know, theoretically I've got a lot of speed. So now we rotate down, take out these monsters. Remember, bandit is just giving me extra loot, and I do another bandit. I'm a madman. I have 4 bandits in the squad, but look how many gems I get. I am going to pull so far ahead now with the bandit plan. It's going to be crazy, man. That is 8 extra gems. Now 10 extra gems. Because I have 5 total bandits recruited. That's 1 fusion, 2 solos. Wow. Now I just need to find some mobs to kill. And I'm untouchable at this point. This is why I'm saying, like, bandit is a game plan onto itself. Hog plus bandit. Look at all the gems that drop, bro. Take the Jesse, going for the fusion here. Seems smart. Like the play. Dodge the baby drag fire. Oh my gosh, the gem flow is out of control. I do avoid the fusion on the bandit there to go for something else. I think I took a battle healer, yeah. And I think that's a fine choice, as I mentioned at the start. Good combo piece. And look at all the gems that dropped out of that turret. I was not expecting gems from the turret, which is why I wasn't, like, even going for it. This guy's chasing me. He should be. I played that poorly. I just run from him. I have 20 seconds left. I'm kind of chilling here, except that I lost one of my bandits, so bit of an issue. If I could find literally anything to take down, I'll get a bunch of gems. I do, and, like, boom, I shoot up, like, 20 gems. Maybe it's a little less, but, like, bandit plan is real, okay? And if you go on the bandit plan, I don't think you can have too many bandits. So all in all, I think the bandit is a very solid unit. If you're finding it to be not as solid, maybe you're playing an aggro strat while still running the bandit plan. And, like, the bandit plan is a different plan. Cannot play the rest of the game like you would a regular game. Think of like a ZDPS build, 0 DPS. You play that differently than you play a regular match. A bandit match, you have to play differently. And if you don't know what ZDPS is, check the card in the end screen right over here. Dedicated video. I made it ages ago talking about how you can run 0 DPS. And the bandit is a great part of that squad, by the way. If you want to have a trader, a Greg, a Mavis, bandits, run around the outside, get a hog, get some chickens for some speed, man, it's going to be a good time. Watch the video right over here.